Among the many disadvantages of the current never-ending lockdown, one of which is, of course, the inability to get a haircut, there's one huge opportunity and a huge upside, and that is the ability to avoid interacting with mediocre people. I know most are suffering because of a lack of social contacts, and I get that, but you don't have to be a soulless sociopath to rejoice in the pleasure of not having to partake in office gossip, in not having to play status games with former classmates, and of not having to listen to your uncle recounting yet again another piece of family lore. Instead, the lockdowns have given us a great opportunity to become better versions of ourselves. There are so many books you haven't read. There are incredibly smart people on the internet, and there are oceans of wisdom that you can drink from. And I know that it's easy for me to say, given that we have only one child who's 6 months old, so he's basically a plant that we have to water for the 6 hours a day when he's not sleeping. But even for time-starved parents who now have to juggle schooling as well as work, reducing the amount of interaction with boring people is a great opportunity for reflection and self-improvement. I remember the conversation that I once had with a colleague when I was still a salaryman, and for about half an hour she was telling me about some conflict she had had with her boyfriend, and I don't remember what it was anymore. I just remember feeling hijacked by a selfish, petty, and pretty unself-aware person who I had to stay friendly with. And I realize now that all of this shallow, dead, unproductive downtime, it's dramatically reduced. We just don't have to do this anymore. There's no way she could now drag me, if I still were in that position, she could now drag me into a similar conversation over a Zoom call. So among the bad things happening now, and there's many, take heart. Because you have won back some of the time that used to be reserved for shallow things like getting dolled up for the office and commuting and communicating with mediocre people. It's on you to make the most of the time. And as Jim Rohn said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So it's really up to you whether that is among the 5 people are people like Seneca, Maimonides, or even Tony Robbins. It's definitely better than Trevor from the accounting department.